every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 96th day of my challenge, where I am so happy because today I'm gonna try, what was the name? Chocolate raspberry crumb bars. And the reason why I am so happy about this recipe is because it has some sweetened condensed milk in it, and whenever that happens, it always ends up so tasty. So I cannot wait to try these ones. Before getting into the ingredients, I want to mention one, maybe two, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, things. One is about the Semisweet Chocolate Chips. Now, I mentioned this a couple of times already. Something happened and I cannot find any kind of chocolate chips anymore. I'm crossing my fingers and waiting patiently for them to come back, but until then, I will be using just, well, simple chocolate. So I will use, I believe, 300 grams for this recipe. Now, half of it you melt, so I will not work too much on dividing the chocolate, but the other half of it we will sprinkle on top. So I will, well, cut it into a little bit smaller pieces, you know, to make chips. So that's one, and the other thing is about the Seedless raspberry jam. Now, I tried my best in the shop to well, somehow find out whether it is seedless or not, but it's so dark in the jar that I couldn't tell which one it was, so I'll just use the one I bought. I don't know if it's seedless or not, but that's that. Let's go over the ingredients and let's get started. We're gonna need 200 grams of butter, 280 grams of flour, 100 grams of brown sugar, quarter of a teaspoon of salt, 300 grams of semi-sweet chocolate, 400 grams of sweetened condensed milk, and 180 grams of raspberry jam. By preparing the pan, which should be 23 by 33 centimeters, and this one is actually a tiny bit bigger, but I already got away with that a couple of times, so I know I'm good. So I will line it with parchment paper, but this time not only the bottom, I want the parchment paper to kind of come up the sides as well, and if there are any uncovered bits of the, well, baking pan, I will spray it with a non-stick cooking spray as well, so that nothing would stick and the bars would go out really easy in the end. Let's call it good for now, but obviously I won't need the non-stick cooking spray because my parchment paper is perfect for this. So now I will turn on my oven to preheat to 180 degrees and let's make the batter. As always, when there is butter and there is sugar, I will start by creaming both of them together. Okay, now I'll just add in the flour and the salt and mix it in. Oh, that will be so crumbly. This is such a nice batter. It's so soft. Okay, so now what you want to do is take back your pan. Okay, and then however you will measure it out, you should take 3/4 of this batter and just press it evenly onto the bottom and slightly up the sides of the pan so that you would form this little crust of it. I'm failing at this. how to make it even. Okay, I panicked a little bit too early. So that's actually perfect. So now I'll put it into the oven for 12 minutes. In the meantime, I will melt half of the chocolate, well, actually all of it, but half of the whole chocolate and the sweetened condensed milk. I will take both of these and add to this bowl, and then I will put them into the microwave for around 20 seconds. I will take it out, mix it through so that the chocolate melts evenly, and put back for another 20 seconds. And I will be repeating this until chocolate fully melts. And these intervals actually ensure that your chocolate doesn't overcook. Oh, come on, open! I need a knife. So it actually didn't even take 2 minutes. It was, what, 1 minute? So as you can hear, my oven is still on because once we assemble, I will put it back into the oven. But for now, I'm sorry for this. I know that they kind of will block you from seeing everything well, but you still do see. So now I will just spread this amazing thing evenly all over the top of it. Okay, now remember that quarter of a batter we had here? So now we will just crumble it all over the top. Now the pretty chocolate chips, I will also scatter them all over the top. And now the last thing, the raspberry jam. So once I opened the jar, of course, I saw that it has seeds, but oh well. So I will drop teaspoonfuls all over the top, and let me just say I'm loving how it looks like because I love crowded looking things. So, oh, this looks so good. This looks so perfect. Okay, so now this will go back into the oven for 25 more minutes. Ooh, that's really bubbly. Okay, so now I will let it cool down completely, because if I was to cut into that right now, that would be a total mess. So I will let it cool down completely, and then I will cut it into bars. Honestly believe that the hardest thing about such recipes is the waiting time. You make something, you bake it, then you take it out, you put it there where you see it, and most importantly, smell it, and then you have not to touch it for like a couple of hours or so. So another thing about these, when I looked back at the original recipe or video, I saw that Laura's crumb bars really held the original view. I don't even know how to say. Remember when I just spread this chocolate condensed milk mixture and then put those crumbs on top, and then the raspberry jam and the chocolate chips? Well, after Laura baked it, it looked almost exactly the same. However, mine, as you can see, they kind of became like chocolate bars. You cannot really see the chocolate chips or the raspberry jam, but it's really hard to talk because they smell so amazing. So the only thing I'm sad about is that they don't look as pretty. They look kind of messy. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. They look kind of messy when you know how they could look like. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's because I put it in the middle of the oven. Maybe I should have put it like lower. I don't know, but it was bubbling like crazy. That's why everything kind of mixed together. Or maybe the temperature was too high. I really honestly don't know, but I can tell you they smell crazy good. Crazy! And when you cut them, like this, when you touch, it's totally set. Like it holds its shape, it's totally set on the top, but while you're cutting it, it's so sticky. You know, it will be so good. So enough talking. Which side? This one. Oh goodness. It's so sticky and chewy and all the things good. Look at my finger. Okay, so you don't see the jam on mine, but you definitely feel it. I'm telling you, sweetened condensed milk is like the secret ingredient which guarantees the amazing outcome. This overall looks so cool. The crust is really thin, but it's so good. You feel it. It's so flaky and I don't know. It's really, really cool. And the inside, that jam. This is so good. I cannot wait to finish this because as you can see, my tea is ready. So if you tried this, please let me know, did your turn out the same as Laura's? I mean, prettier than this? I'm really curious, why is it that it, kind of mixed up? But anyways, in any case, I know that this whole huge batch will finish in like one day because everyone who will come will ask to just some. So I really hope that this was fun and helpful. If you want, you can find the original recipe by Laura there. The written one, which you should definitely have an eye? Yeah, you should definitely have an eye at that, is in the description box down below. You should definitely try this one. This is so good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in a day. Bye!